Gina Carano just scored a huge W in her lawsuit against Disney. They've got to be shaking in their boots right now. I'm going to get into what this means. And I've actually had a legal situation much like this before, so I can compare it and talk about my experiences with this when I had to sue one of these big science fiction monoliths for discrimination as well, and why this means so much for you. So stay tuned for expert legal analysis here. That's right. As we get into this epic day. God bless Gina Carano. All right, my name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling science fiction author who's been blacklisted from everywhere. I'm very much like Gina Carano in that regard. And I have a book called Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. This book is wonderful. It's a great replacement of the Star Wars series. And so if you are into Star Wars and into what Disney had before they just destroyed things completely, go check out this book. It is something that you'll absolutely enjoy. And I did not pull up the link great for you there. There it is. I'll have this in the description below for you. It's available on Kindle, ebook, and audiobook. You can see it's got a 4.4 rating on Amazon with 171 ratings so far. It's crushing it. So thank you guys for reading and supporting the alternative to the Devil Mouse. So Disney tried to get Gina Carano's Mandalorian lawsuit quickly dismissed, but the judge said, not so fast. And I totally forgot to say, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. So please do while you're here. Whenever a high-profile lawsuit is filed, the first thing the side being sued does is try and get the case dismissed. I can confirm this myself. That's exactly what Disney did after Gina Carano sued the studio for her firing from The Mandalorian. Disney hoped to get the lawsuit tossed on a First Amendment basis. The judges dismissed that claim. The suit will move forward, at least for now. So I read the entire complaint that she put forward, and it is a discrimination lawsuit. And I was very much in the same against the World Science Fiction Convention, the biggest science fiction convention in the world, as an author in 2018. They banned me and called me a racist bully on their website. And I decided to sue them for libel and to sue them under a California statute that does not allow for discrimination. So the first thing the person did on the opposite side, the opposing counsel, they attempted to get things thrown out. We had like 7 different counts or whatever. And in that thrown out element, they actually got it knocked down to 1. Now, the leftist news media at the time reported that this was a victory, a total victory for them, even though there was still the defamation count that was there. And that ended up being very, very costly for them. These lawsuits take 2 or 3 years because they don't just stop. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of discovery options. And then, of course, the courts are all backed up with so much of this that they don't just settle overnight. So while the media cheered, my lawyers just got to work, and that's exactly what happened. Now, this is the opposite here. Nothing got thrown out of Gina Carano's, not at all. And so she's already just on a pretty good standing that there is basis for the claim that she is discriminated against, and therefore they can present evidence of it. It's not a complete victory in that saying that, Disney's guilty, but it is saying there's enough evidence that we will see it, which bodes very, very ill for Disney at this point. Now, as my case went along, I ended up nearly bankrupting this convention from their attorney's fees as they kept trying to fight me over and over and over again. Disney's not going to be in that position because Disney's got the coffers of a small government, so it's not like they're going to be at risk of bankruptcy. However, as mine got into the hundreds of thousands in terms of what their attorneys spent to try to get me, Gina's is likely to get into the millions. And even though they have unlimited coffers pretty much, they still are a corporation and they still are having to deal with shareholders. So there's going to be a point where they look at this lawsuit and they go, it's costing us too much. We're going to have to settle with Gina Carano because even if we give her $2 million at this point or $5 million at this point, it's going to cost us that in attorney's fees just to fight it. And with that, we have a chance of losing too. So we might spend that in attorney's fees and then have to pay her, and we don't even know what the judge is going to award her. It might be double, triple that. So that's going to be what's going to come very, very next here in the case, and I'll get to my thoughts on that in just a moment. Disney argued in front of the U.S. District Judge Sherilyn Peace Garnett that the studio had the right to sever its relationship with Carano because she did not espouse viewpoints that the company agreed with. This is crazy. So this means if you're a waiter at a restaurant and you vote for Trump, they can fire you over that. This is very undemocratic, and this is the type of stuff that that led to Nazi Germany, my friends. I hate to use that term, but it is. If you look at the late 30s in Germany, if you were a business like somewhere and you didn't put up the Nazi propaganda or the Pride propaganda, as it may be, people would boycott your businesses. You'd get threatened, and that's exactly what's going on now. People are getting fired if you don't post your Pride shit. We're in like a Pride totalitarian country at this point. It's very creepy, and you do just lose work, jobs, and whatever for being a conservative, and that's exactly what happened to Gina Carano. According to THR, the judge stated that the First Amendment could not be used as a shield to potentially violate discrimination laws. Carano is arguing that the firing she was discriminated against violated California labor laws in terminating her. Now, California, as a leftist place, it's a double-edged sword, and I'm in California as well, and I actually got to use some of the laws in California against these people because of their robust discrimination laws, which are, the whole point of them is being put into place. They're really intrusive in that they're extremely, all these laws that are just like crazy, that like you can't do this, can't do that in California. It's meant to just protect black people. That's what they did, but they can't put black people in a law. They just have to couch it as discrimination based on race, gender, or ideology. Because it looks really bad if they just put black people in the law, and so you can end up using these laws against them as much as they are there to be oppressive. You can use them against the oppressors, and that's exactly what Gina's doing, exactly what I did in my situation as well. And that's really, really ironic and funny just by itself. Well, the case wasn't dismissed here. Doesn't mean it couldn't still be dismissed down the line. Unlikely at this point. The judge here simply found that there were enough disputed facts that needed to consider the case should move to the discovery phase. At that point, it will be decided if there's enough evidence to move the lawsuits into the trial phase. Now, this is a big hurdle. Once it's gotten into discovery, you pretty much are guaranteed that it's going to go into the trial phase. Not 100% like they say, but it's pretty dang close. Disney has a very big burden of proof to be able to throw it out at this juncture, which is very scary for them, again, because of the issues that I talked about in terms of the costs and what it costs their shareholders and more, and then what it costs to their public relations as this keeps going forward. And it looks like Disney's just discriminating against conservatives. It's a really bad thing for them. So we'll see what happens as this goes forward. I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to whatever comes out in discovery in this. I'm sure Gina's lawyers are going to do a great job. I know she teamed with Elon Musk, so she's got some of the best in the world. Disney's got to be very, very scared right now. Now, I bragged about this lawsuit a couple months ago, if you guys watched that video, because I actually got named in it. I was written up as an expert, and it was because of an article I wrote for PJ Media, which was about Gina and this whole lawsuit and about what's going on, Gina Carano. And if you look at it, where is this here? Is this my, that's not mine. Let's see, John. I can't find it. Of course I can't. I'm boomerang things out right in the middle of this. But I wrote an article about political discrimination for PJ Media, which is where I do write, and I am on here. I just can't find the particular article. You guys can check out my articles. Lots of fun stuff here. This got named in the lawsuit as like an expert witness. So I am kind of an expert in this as a person who's gone through political discrimination in science fiction. I'm blackballed from publishing. I'm blackballed from comic book publishing. And I'm of course, regularly banned from conventions now. They've gotten a little smarter about it. They don't tell me why now, because if they tell me why, I can sue them for libel and the like. And I ended up winning that lawsuit. They ended up having to pay me. They ended up having to apologize to me publicly. And that was a lot of fun just to go through that. So I'm actually hoping that Disney doesn't come with a good settlement with Gina Carano, because the ideal situation would be to see this go all the way so that we can really get a fight on trial, get Disney on record, so we can actually have it exposed publicly exactly how discriminatory and awful they are as a company, because we know this company is really terrible. I mean, guys, all you have to do is look at the Acolyte right now and just see the identity politics that it's riddled with. I detail it out here as well. And you know that they're only pushing one agenda very, very hard, and they're trying to stamp out anybody who disagrees with them. That's what these people operate as. That's how they act every single time. SJWs are the worst possible thing in society, and we wish Gina the best in fighting this lawsuit. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure to check out my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar right here, guys. This is an awesome replacement for Star Wars. There's a full trilogy, as one would have to have for a replacement for Star Wars, and you'll really enjoy it this weekend. See you soon.